In Escape from Tarkov, ration crates are the most common supply crates. They are more rare than most containers, but due to how common they are as supply crates, they can be overlooked quite often as players run by them in different areas. I looted 1,000 of each of the different supply crates over the last couple of weeks. Video will be going over the ration crates. If you missed the medical crates from Wednesday, then go check those out here. I'll have that linked in the top right. If you would like to jump straight into the numbers or into the are they worth it section, I will have those chapters down below. So just go ahead and click on those chapters if you want to jump to that portion, or if you're just interested in the numbers, you can click the spreadsheet in the description to get just the raw data for you. Similar to the medical crates, I had to farm essentially the same area on reserve over and over again. However, the ration crates were completed a whole lot faster than the medicals and the technicals, as there are a larger amount of them down in this area. And in addition to this, there are also some under the Black Bishop building that could add to my total that I could get in each raid. They were still difficult, just not as challenging as the medicals and the technicals, which were significantly more difficult. I had about 300 left of the medicals and technicals after completing the rations. I looted the ration crates probably in around 50 hours and then used them to pay for the remaining raids that I had to do to complete the medicals and technicals. The ration crates were definitely the best of the 3 supply crates in terms of value, and have also definitely been the highest value per container overall that I've done so far. I looted 1,000 of the supply crates across 50 hours, noted every item I found, whether or not I took them, noted the market values, drop percentages, and the value per slot of each of those items. Here's what I found. Hi, I'm Solarius, and welcome to another looting guide for Escape from Tarkov. If you're new here, I have been going through and looting 1,000 of each container in Escape from Tarkov and providing the results of my looting from those loots. The idea behind these guides is just to provide you with a practical drop rate from what I'm getting in game. It's not to claim to know the actual numbers or the drop rates or multipliers or anything like that in the game. All those things are going to be directly from BSG, but regardless of the availability of those numbers from them, I'm just trying to provide you with an expectation when you are looting. Before I go any further, if you like the info in this video or found that the spreadsheet is useful, I would appreciate it if you would like the video and leave a comment letting me know down below so that I can get this video out to more people in the community. In addition, I will be live when this video posts, so if you have any questions or just want to say, hey, meet me over there so I can respond to all of those. I have created a spreadsheet with all the applicable information that I collected for everyone to have easy access. That spreadsheet will be linked in the description below. Please do not save it, as it will unlink it from the market. You will need to basically just bookmark the spreadsheet and then return to the spreadsheet whenever you want updated information on market values and all that kind of stuff. In addition, I have created an easy graphic for visual reference during the video. I'll have the items along with the picture, the market value, how many I found, and the drop percentage in that graphic. Just like last week, I will be going a little bit more in depth on the individual items here due to the limited amount of items that were in these ration crates. The total number of items that I found was 4,107, which is nearly double what I found in medical crates, which were already significantly more than all the other containers that we looted. The first items that I'll address here on the graphic are going to be the ones that have to do with money, because we all like money, right? So the items with the best profit during my looting were the packs of sugars, the Alyonka chocolate bars, condensed milk, the squash spread, Dr. Lupo's coffees, 40-second tea, and Majaka coffee. They were actually really common and all worth a pretty decent amount. Most of them dropped within a range of about 5 to 12%, with a majority at around the 10% area. However, the thing was, even when you weren't getting one, you were getting the others. So you were always getting, a plus side on that, because even though they're all at 10%, none of them were around, 15 or 20. If I didn't find one, I found the others. So it always ended up kind of getting, cushioning each other and making sure that I was still making money regardless of which one I found. All of those items were great pickups. The best of them that I want to kind of narrow down are going to be the sugar, the Alyonkas, and the Dr. Lupo's coffee, all netting you at least 30K per slot. The others could generally net you at least around 10 to 15K per slot and are still great, but just could not compare to the value of these 3 specific items. One big caveat that I do want to get with those items is that the Dr. Lupo's coffee, you can only have 2 picked up at a time. This doesn't pose a problem all the time, but if you're farming ration crates, most raids, I had to leave some behind. A lot of times I ran into 3 and sometimes even 4 of these Dr. Lupo's coffees, and that's 30k, I had to leave. But if you're running in a squad, this could be really good benefit. You pick up your 2, you can throw 30k over to your buddy, and now he's not as concerned about getting the ration crates so that you can farm them more. I do understand the limits due to RMT, but I feel like the limit for Dr. Lupo's coffee should be slightly higher, as the limits for other valuable items are already at 3. Even if you just bumped it to 3, it would decrease how many you had to leave behind by around 5 to 10%. Most of the raids that I ran, 3 was the max I found. Now, sometimes I did find 4, but a lot of times I found 3 and had to leave 30k just sitting there. A lot of the great items that had great value for use and not necessarily on the market were the milk and then both cans of beef stew, the Iskra lunch boxes, the aquamarines, apple juice, and pineapple juice. These were all pretty common and allowed me to just eat or drink while I was in raid without losing almost any profit per hour. A lot of the items that I found in these ration crates are needed for quests early on. The Amelia Rise, the Iskra lunchboxes, and both different cans of Tashankas were both available in these ration crates, and I did find a considerable amount of them. These quest items usually sat around a 10 to 20% drop rate, which really isn't that bad in a game like Escape from Tarkov, which kind of has an MMO style of looting. So it's definitely a great way to farm those quest items early on, with the added bonus of the cigarettes being between around a 20 to 30% drop rate for your bad habit quest. One additional thing to mention is that the MREs, like the other MREs, not the Iskra lunchboxes, but the other kinds of MREs, do not spawn in these ration crates. They do spawn as loose loot in a lot of the areas around the ration crates, but they do not spawn in these ration crates. So don't be looking in these ration crates for those MREs. The final items that I wanted to address here are some of the items that can be used to barter for the Holodilnic. You're always trying to get cases early on, so it's just good to know kind of what you're looking for and where you can find them. Unfortunately, only the squash spread and the can of airing spawned in these ration crates. However, the Tarcola and the hot rods do spawn loosely around the areas where the ration crates are sitting. These dropped around 10% of the time each, so you can still go to farm your Holodilnic, pick up the squash spread, pick up the can of airings, and then look around for the Tarcola and the hot rods as well. You can find them laying on the ground. You can find them in the kitchen over by reserve, which isn't that far from the ration crates that are underneath in like the stables area. So you can definitely still farm those items and then kind of pick up the other items as you go, and then have to run to like interchange or something to farm the remaining ones that you have left. Just like with the medical supply crates, the biggest threat here were the Gluhar spawns. However, there were many other places that they could be farmed, like under Black Bishop, in the bunker under the helicopter, as well as in the courtyard near the helicopter. Finally, there is one outside of Bunker Hermetic on the back of a truck, and then one inside Bunker Hermetic. You can jump over the gate basically to get to this one. However, I did find that there's also a way to kind of like shimmy in between two objects and actually loot it through the gate there. I don't know if that's intended. Maybe it's going to be removed. Worst case scenario, you'll have to jump over the gate. But for right now, you can at least loot it through that gate right there. Just like the medical crates, there were a lot of items that would make sense to spawn in ration crates, but that are not part of the loot pool, which was pretty expected with the same result for the medical crates. The average value for each of these ration crates was nearly 50,000 rubles, which is over triple what all the other crates were worth and just over double what the medical supply crates were worth. I definitely recommend farming these for consistent, easy money, as I only ran into players about 25% of the time while farming them under the Bunker Hermetic door. So this is just free money that's being left out there underneath Bunker on reserve almost every raid. And if you could point somewhere on the map and say there's nearly 1 million rubles worth of loot there and nobody's going for it, it just takes a little bit of work to get down there or a key to purchase. I feel like that's worth it to go loot for sure. These ration crates were an absolute gold mine the entire time that I was looting them. And just like the medical crates, not a single one of them was empty, making it nearly guaranteed value from each one. Just like the medicals, the best place to farm them was under the Bunker Hermetic door, as mentioned above, requiring the RB PSP1, PSP2, RB PSV1, and PSV2 keys. One extra benefit to the ration crates that did not come with the metal crates was the accessibility. There are definitely many more accessible and available outside of those locked rooms that I mentioned. You have the ones that I mentioned earlier, and in addition to that, you do have one out in what I call like the scav field. There's a tank, and beside that tank, north of White Rook, you will have basically a ration crate sitting there on the side of it. You kind of have to loot towards the center of it because I think it's kind of like reversed in terms of the way it's oriented. If you felt that the information provided in this video was helpful, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit the like button and leave a comment to help out with the YouTube algorithm so that this video can get out to more people. I will continue responding to every comment as quickly as I can. Sometimes I'm at work, so unfortunately you'll just have to wait on those, but I have loved interacting with you guys as much as possible. If you would like to continue following my channel and my content, I recommend subscribing, and to get updates on the release of my new videos, you can hit that notification bell, or you can just check the subscriptions tab whenever you have free time. I have thoroughly enjoyed all of the growth and the interactions that I've had with the community. The support and the feedback means so much to me. I will be live, as mentioned earlier, when this video posts, so meet me there for any numbers that you want to get before the videos are released, and so you can hang out while I collect the info. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.